There's more to a poncho than just wearing it. With some cordage and a little know-how, this wearable shelter can be elevated to a whole new level. In this week's video on poncho shelters, I'm going to focus on two versions of the lean-to. The regular setup that we're all familiar with, and its longer counterpart. I'm also going to cover how both shelters can be set up using a ridgeline or poles. Let's begin with the regular lean-to, which is a classic and is great for being used next to a fire. To set this up, you'll need a ridgeline and two stakes. Choose one of the many ridgeline options out there and attach it in between two trees. When setting up a tarp using a ridgeline, attach the tarp to the line first and then stake out the two corners. If you need to adjust the pitch, you can either rise or lower the line and then adjust the stakes. Now if it's too hot for a fire and you're more interested in shade and a breeze, then rotate your tarp 90 degrees. Just like the basic lean-to, attach the tarp to the ridgeline first, and then stake out the two corners. Ridgelines are nice when there are trees, but if there isn't, use the poles you walked in with. You'll need your two trekking poles, two guy lines, and 4 stakes to set this up. With ridgelines, start at the top and work your way down, but with poles, it's a bottom-up situation. Begin by staking down the two lower corners first, and choose a pole setup. Attach each pole to the upper corners of the tarp, and stake it out with a guy line using your preferred method. When staking out guy lines, use the corners of the tarp where the line is attached as a guide to roughly point out the direction to run your line. To adjust the pitch, rise or lower the length of your poles, and add tension to the lines. The longer version is set up the same way. Stake down the two lower corners, attach the poles, adjust the pitch, and run out your guy lines. As we all know, space is critical, especially when waiting out poor weather. You have a hood, so you might as well use it. Pulling out the hood is a great way to give you more room under the shelter. To pull out the hood, add a pole, guy line, and a stake to your setup. Start by twisting the hood and tying it into a simple knot. Attach the guy line to the hood using a slip knot or simple loop knot. Pull out the line, and then clove hitch it onto a pole that is elevated above the hood. Then stake it out using any number of hitches or hardware. This trick will work on any of these setups as well as other lean-to configurations, and is essential for the setup of many tent-like structures that I'll be covering in future videos. Well folks, that's all for another video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, please hit that like and subscribe button. Now if you're interested in some of the knots and hardware I showed in this last video, I left a few links in the description below. Feel free to leave any questions or comments if you have any, and I'd like to say thanks to everyone for my first 1,000 subscribers. You guys are great. Until next time, hope to see you all on the trail.